So there I was, in Waycrest Manor. Monsters and ghouls and ghosts and horrible things all around me. I was tanking for my group, and I felt that I was one of the only that could help them get out of there alive, as we tried to stop Lord and Lady Waycrest and the evil Gorak tool. Now, if you'll excuse me, ladies, I need to report this to the new Miss Lady Waycrest, so I can try to save Jaina Proudmore. If you'll bid me farewell, and I hope you have a good night. So yeah, I did the dungeon off camera. It allowed me to really just kind of focus on what I was doing. Because the last time, of course, I'm going, I gotta, do this stuff for the video and explain, read the stuff from the journal. I was able to just simply focus on the dungeon, especially when it came to how it works. And it really does come down to, you just have to pay attention to the doors. You just gotta pay attention to which doors have opened to determine which order you go in. Sometimes, and it's usually going to be random. Allowing you to either start off this way and make your way over this way, or, as it ended up being this time, go through here, and then go our way through here, and then go our way through here. And then, of course, the rest of the way. And basically, if you're curious how it works and what you're supposed to do, you just go down here to the catacombs. Right as you come here, the skull icon will show up. You just channel it for 5 seconds to empower the skull, and then you do the rest of the dungeon and defeat the Shade of Gorak tool, and that's all there is to it. So now we have to report this to Lucille Waycrest.
Hail, traveler.
So this thing is the key to opening the gateway? You truly mean to go through with this, then? Miss Waycrest, I have seen far worse than you can imagine. I doubt the Blighted Lands is going to actually offer any worse. I can tell you tales and stories of a horrible force of demons known as the Burning Legion, and all the horrible, terrible, dark things that they did. Trust me, I'll be fine. I didn't think you would find a way, though at this point I guess I shouldn't be surprised when you accomplish what seems impossible. I guess all that's left is to brave the Crimson Forest and see if this thing works. First, however, Catherine has ordered me to send word when you have found a way to Jaina. You can use one of our falcons to take a message to her. All right.
I know that Catherine plans to join you on this mad pursuit. Protect her with your life. Kul Tiras has lost too many Proudmores as it is.
Don't worry. She's in good hands. I will definitely make sure Catherine Proudmore gets out of this alive. And if I don't, by the time we get to Jaina, Jaina will. Because Jaina is just that strong and powerful. But until we get to Jaina, trust me, she'll be fine. Sorry if you're hearing a loud sound. I was trying to move one of my cables and knock something. I have a new Azurite power. And this is going to be even better here. So now I have both Crystalline Carapace and Gem Hide. I now have 2 different effects that can be triggered with... Oh, man, that's nice. That's real nice. It's going to make tanking even better. Being able to withstand even more. Alright.
Friend or foe?
Greetings. Lady Waycrest has instructed me to ready my fastest falcon to carry a message for you. Yes, please send word to Catherine Proudmore to meet me at Goal Enough.
Aye, sir. Hannibal here will get your message to Proudmore. Keep straight away.
Now to meet with Catherine. Oh. That mount... Yeah. I have mixed thoughts and feels about that mount. You know, it being a store mount for one thing. Oh gosh, I get this back. The liquid fire. And the fact that the animation just... I mean, that's a motion sickness mount right there if I ever seen one. Heartwood Soldiers. Proudmoore Honor Guard. Is... Oh gosh, look, we're back here. I just realized where we were. We're back in this place. Yeah, remember that big thing there? She's the only one left. All of her guards who were escorting her through this place, which, we know how horrible this place is. Look at this place. It's amazing that she actually survived, but I guess her honor guards sacrificed themselves to make sure she would actually make it through this.
Champion,
Wow.
You're a welcome sight. Those monsters in the woods ambushed my honor guard. I only survived thanks to their sacrifice. Looks like we're on our own from here. Lead the way.
Follow me.
Oh, this place chills my soul. It feels as if I'm walking over my own grave. I must steel my nerves. Jaina has braved far worse because of me.
I mean, in some ways I don't blame Catherine, but in some ways I do. I mean, she only has part of the story of what happened in Theramore back in Frozen Throne. She truly believed when we showed up at Kul Tiras at the beginning that Jaina had actually betrayed her family, you know, including, you know, she thought her daughter had betrayed her husband and had betrayed her mother. I mean, I said that wrong. She believes that Jaina betrayed her father, Dalen, and her mother. So, imagine how that must feel for her to believe that her little girl, her only daughter, betrayed her family. So, in that moment when she sees me and Jaina walk up, she has all those emotions return and is so just overwhelmed by her feelings, like her mixture of pain and sorrow and sadness and anger and rage and frustration. All those things culminate in that moment with Priscilla egging her on, yes, but in that moment, just deciding, she publicly declared to the people of Kul Tiras that her daughter meant nothing to her. That's how hurt Catherine felt. But now that she's finding out she did not know the entire story, that she didn't know what was really going on, that she was deceived by Priscilla, and that she is in the moment now realizing she thinks she has lost both of her sons. And now she's about to lose her daughter. She would lose all 3 of her children. And now she's realizing, I've lost my sons. I can't lose my daughter again. I lost her once. I cannot lose her again. And it took Greymane to be the one to make her realize this. So I understand why she did that, but if she had known the entire story, she wouldn't have. And let's just say I'm very eager to help her realize, you know, what went wrong and what really happened, involved, especially with Dalen, and what Jaina is really going through. Because Jaina is just going through a lot, and we're about to see that
Looks like
full
some
on
kind
here.
of doorway. Perhaps we should place the effigy here.
Yep.
Well, that did.
This is where I met Gorak Tool earlier. More runes.
I will hear you.
It looks like the effigy's magic is working, but I think there's something we're missing here. Whatever's going on with this effigy, I don't think it's going to open the gateway without our help. These runes must be the key. There must be some way we can use them to activate the effigy.
There must be some clue in here as to how this works.
Don't worry, I had to deal with a number of rune chests in Drustvar. I got pretty knowledgeable about this. So we're gonna test this. Let's start from left to right.
It vanished. Could these runes be serving as walls?
Yep. So this is the right
Try to activate
code
another.
pattern here. Yep. And there. And there.
You've done it.
Voila.
Effigy worked. Speak your terms.
Remarkable. Yesterday I believed that this place to only exist in tales and legends. And now I stand at a footstep away from it. I just hope that at least some of those tales were exaggerations. The Blighted Lands. If the legends are true, then inside we will witness suffering and torment the likes of which we have never known. You have never known. I was in Northrend. I was on Argus. Trust me, I have seen how bad torment can get. And suffering. I can just tell you about the horrifying things that happened in Naxxramas, just to give you an idea. But if that is what I must endure, to right what I have wronged, then I will cross that threshold gladly. Will you join me, Demon Hunter? Of course.
By wind and by sea.
Let's go find
remain
your
free.
daughter.
The Blighted Lands. This place certainly lives up to its name.
All my fault.
Jaina?
Jaina?
No, stay away!
Jaina, wait! We must follow her.
I love scenarios. It's one of the best things that they have ever added to this game. I absolutely love them. They're so good. Can I just say, I love the look of this place. This effect, this look, so cool. As always, the art department just does an outstanding job. Oh, hang on, Miss Proudmoore. I will take care of these for you.
Closer.
I am, after all, a tank.
It's too far away.
Oh, she's got her pistol with her.
No one should endure this. After we save Jaina, we must find a way to come back for them.
Proudmoore's daughter!
This is what she was referring to. Let me show this to you.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah. That is what has happened here to these people. Hello.
I need a target. Will consume you.
Jaina is just ahead. We must hurry. It's all right, dear.
No, you can't help me. No one can help me.
Wait! Oh, when Jaina was a child, she used to hide whenever she was frightened or upset. I always found her then, and I will not fail her now. Lead the way.
Okay. Find Gina's mirror images, which have hidden throughout the Blightlands. Alright. Let me make sure I'm actually tracking this here. I mean, it doesn't really matter because I can see it here, but...
I don't have a target.
You first. Suffer? You don't want to talk about suffer with a demon hunter.
I can't attack that target.
I have sacrificed everything. What have you given?
You left us to die.
You could have stopped him. You could have saved us.
I failed them. All of them.
No! Don't listen to them, Jaina.
You will never take our prize!
So yeah, the people of Theramore. Yeah. That's expected.
Jaina, you are the pride of Kul Tiras. Her power and her fury. But even the strongest of us can't save everyone. She's gone. The child was only a reflection, an echo of Jaina's suffering. We must continue our search.
I told you this scenario gets to me because this is such a look into what Jaina has been dealing with all this time. All these things that have happened that we know about that have happened in the last several, for a long time in WoW's history, even going back to Warcraft 3, she feels completely responsible for. Even things we probably would be like, no, it's not your fault, but that's how she feels. That's why she hasn't... She could leave this place if she wanted to. Let's be clear about that. Jaina is strong enough. She is one of the most powerful mages in the setting. She could leave this place on her own willingly if she wanted to. But she doesn't. She's choosing to stay here.
I can't attack that
In
target.
her mind, she thinks she deserves this. She blames herself for all these things that have
In
happened.
keeping their prisoners alive. We cannot
Play the flesh.
I do like she's trying to contribute to the fight with her gun. And I'm like, it's okay, Mrs. Proudmoore. I can be able to handle this on my own. Oh no, Varian. Oh, I know. This one. Oh man.
Vengeance is at hand!
So yeah, of course Jaina blames herself for Garrosh bombing Kul Tiras, or not Kul Tiras, bombing Theramore,
I can't attack that.
killing everyone there. Of course she blames herself for that. This next one.
You were at my side in the Undercity. We had them cornered. Justice was within my grasp. I could have ended them all. Sylvanas, Thrall. Think what our world could have been without them. And their twisted horde. But you stayed my blade. How many Alliance soldiers died that day? And in all the battles that followed?
All because of me.
Get away from her!
She belongs to Goraktul!
Oh gosh, I'm fighting Varian.
We will not be denied. Our
Seeking an end to bloodshed is a noble pursuit, Jaina. I wish your father could have learned that lesson.
Yeah, no kidding.
My daughter is here somewhere, hiding, suffering. We will find her and free her from this forsaken place.
So we gotta talk about that last one. So, to me, that's a double right there, because it's Varian. For a couple of things. So, I can never be able to show this to you on camera. You would have to go find this on YouTube of someone who caught it when it was actually in the game. But that was referring to an event that happened back in Wrath of the Lich King. You guys remember the Wrathgate, right? You know, where Bolvar and young Sourfang, as we sometimes call him, when they confronted the Lich King at the Wrathgate, the Lich King killed Sourfang, and then the Forsaken showed up and bombed the Wrathgate with the Blight. Yeah. So that led to an event that happened where what was said at the time was that they thought Sylvanas was responsible for that attack at the Wrathgate, but it turns out it was actually Vera Mothras, though recently they've said it was actually Sylvanas. But at the time, it was said that Vera Mothras, the Dreadlord, who we will see in Warcraft 3 Reforged later, was the one behind the attack and therefore had taken over the Undercity from Sylvanas for the Burning Legion, because of course he did. He was playing her from the beginning. So there was an event for both factions where you could storm the Undercity to take it back take it away from Vera Mothras. The Horde was storming to take it back. The Alliance was storming to get revenge for all the Alliance people, including Bolvar, that they believed had died at the Wrathgate. So, after Vera Mothras is defeated by the Horde, Varian shows up, and he sees Thrall and Sylvanas. Now, this was when Varian was terrible. When he was introduced in Wrath, Varian was a bigoted, idiotic, warmonger, just horrible, horrible person. You know, he was as bad as Garrosh, if not worse. And he stands there and he gives a speech how he believes that the world would be far better off without their kind. That it would be better for the world if all the orcs were exterminated. If we just killed all the Horde right now, the world would be a far better place. And he charges them to try and kill them all. Jaina is trying to talk him down and stop him. Now, Varian fails, but that's where Varian's character was at that point. It wasn't until by the end of ICC and farther that Varian actually started to grow as a character. So, of course, Jaina would, because of all the things that have happened recently, where she's still very much right now blaming the Horde for all the horrible things that happened, including Theramore, she now thinks, I shouldn't have stopped Varian that day. I shouldn't have stopped him. I should have just let him go. But here's another thing. Imagine that, because she was there at the Broken Shore, imagine that she is blaming herself for Varian dying at the Broken Shore. Now, Jaina wasn't in that cutscene at the end of the Broken Shore event. Greymane and Varian were, along with Sylvanas and the rest of the Horde. Jaina was never shown in that cutscene, but we know she was there. Now imagine if she is thinking to herself that, what if she could have done something to save Varian's life? What if she could have, teleported down to where Varian was after he, took down that Gorathi to save the gunship, and before Gul'dan killed him, teleported him out of there? She could be very much blaming herself for that as well. So, and that's not even, the culmination of the amount of stuff that she is literally, thinking, this is my fault, this is my fault, this is my fault, all these horrible things that have happened is all my fault, is all because of me. And you start to realize it's no wonder she is willingly staying here. Just allowing herself to suffer like this, because she feels like she deserves it.
I need to target something first.
And then, of course...
You let your personal biases taint the Kirin Tor. I was a fool to think you could be our leader.
But they lied to me.
He's not real, Jaina. None of this is.
Your screams.
You remember the purging of Dalaran, right? The things that she did in Dalaran after Theramore? After all, Ronan died in Theramore because of the bombing of Theramore.
I'm out of...
So, of course she would think that Ronan is dead because of her.
Will wish for...
My dearest Jaina, reason alone cannot dictate all of your choices. If you abandon your feelings, only an empty darkness will remain.
This, of course, carries over to when we later on do the scenario to save Bane and Orgrimmar, where the Blood Elves, to this day, condemn her for the purging of Dalaran, when she did those things to the Blood Elves and the other members of the Kirin Tor who were members of the Horde.
Another illusion? Jaina must still be trapped nearby.
You sided with mongrels over your own flesh and blood.
That voice.
Hello, Dalen.
No. It must be another of those creatures tormenting Jaina. Hurry.
So this is where Catherine finally gets to see Dalen for who he really was. The man he really had become at that point. Where he was just so gone that he was completely fine with genociding the orcs. The Horde. He didn't care if they were soldiers or civilians. He wanted to exterminate every single member of the Horde. All the races of the Horde. Yes, he wanted to kill the orcs especially, but he definitely wanted to get rid of, exterminate all of them. He didn't care at that point. He was so far gone with anger and rage and grief and sadness about what happened that he didn't care anymore at that point. Okay, I need to actually go this way. Alright, I'll fight the guys here.
I need to get closer. You will share her fate.
You stood and watched as those animals cut me down. What has your betrayal earned you?
Father, please.
They took your father, betrayed your king, and you did nothing. Will you abandon all your allies to the Horde?
Enough! Show us your true form, monster!
Insolent fool! She is broken beyond your reach. You will be next.
Fun fact, that is the voice actor for Robert Baratheon from Game of Thrones.
I don't have a time.
If you missed it, don't worry, we'll get to hear more Dalen in a bit. In just a moment.
Jaina, is it really you?
So a cutscene's about to play. I want you guys to really pay attention to this cutscene. and pay attention to everyone in it.
There you are.
I did everything wrong.
We're too late. This entire city must be purged. Jaina?
I'm sorry, Arthas. I can't watch you do this. I should have stopped him. He never would have turned. He'd still be alive.
You have always been naive, my daughter.
Dalen.
I won't let you do it, Father!
I should have tried harder.
You don't understand!
I understand more than you suspect, my dear.
I wasn't strong enough.
Perhaps in time, you will too. Seize them all!
I should have made him listen.
Father! No!
Forgive me. You couldn't save him from himself. I should have made him see his sin.
You really think you can cast aside your guilt so easily?
Father, why wouldn't you listen?
Catherine, enforce our laws. The punishment for treason is death.
Do you accept the judgment of your homeland? I accept your judgment, Mother. My daughter. Forgive me. Forgive your father. And forgive yourself.
Come topside, sweetheart.
It got me again. Oh, it got me again. Oh.
Come, daughter. We'll find our way out of here.
None of you will escape!
There you
Look
are.
out! Mother!
That's it. You're dead.
Fiend! To arms, champion!
I'm out of range. Thros will consume you all! At last, I will claim vengeance!
My people defeated your kind once, monster.
It's too
We
far
will
away.
do so again!
When we get a chance, I'm going to talk about that cutscene we just watched.
Your hollow victory that target means nothing. The trust will never relent.
And Kul Tiras will never yield. Mother, are you all right?
Yes, I will be fine. We'd better go before more of those things arrive.
It will be a relief to put this place behind me. Champion, shall we? What would you ask the
Sure,
daughter of
Jaina.
the sea?
And it's good to have you back. I can teleport us out of here when you're ready, Demon Hunter. Please hurry. I wish to be rid of this place. Me too.
Time to go home. It is good to feel the sea air. Thank you, champion. Without your intervention, I may never have felt it again.
Now, let me see if I can do this properly this time. Welcome home, daughter.
Mother.
Lord Admiral! Ships on the horizon. They're flying Ashvane colors.
Priscilla has come back for my city. Champion, it seems I am in need of your aid once more.
In just a moment, Catherine. Gosh. Again, that cutscene got me. It moved me to tears. This is what I'm talking about when it came to... I love what they did with Jaina's character in this expansion. And they do some more with her growth, because that's just looking into... Well, obviously, I talked a lot about it, but you guys saw it even more in that cutscene, right? The stuff with her father, obviously. The fact that started off with Arthas there. The culling of Stratholme. I'll talk when we do Warcraft 3 Reforged and we do that mission, I have a lot to say about that, because there is stuff in the Arthas Rise of the Lich King book that adds much more to that moment. Much more. It's not in the game, but it is in the book. And I will try and actually read stuff from the book when we do that mission to expand on that. It does delve into how Arthas felt, but just think about how, as we saw it, Jaina feels all the stuff that happened with him becoming the Lich King. All the stuff leading up to Wrath. She feels all of that is on her because she didn't stop Arthas that day culling Stratholme, which led to him leaving for Northrend by Mal'Ganis and eventually becoming the Lich King. Imagine that one moment makes her feel like all the millions of people that died is on her. Just think of the guilt that woman shoulders. And then we see her father. You know, him saying, you let them kill your own father. But it was also that moment that Catherine saw Dalen for what he had become and why she tried to stop him from killing the orcs and eventually had to just let them defeat him. Doesn't mean that she wasn't heartbroken over it. That was her father. It devastated her. And that moment where she's saying, do you accept the judgment? And you see all of them standing behind her. All of the people that she feels are dead because of her. Now, you'll have to go back and pause the screen at that moment to look at all the different people. I mean, there was Arthas. There was Ronan. I think I saw either Bolvar or Uther in there. Now, Uther, I think, actually makes sense. Because, I mean, she knew Uther in Warcraft 3. We saw that. And she, it has to do with what happened to Arthas. If she had not let Arthas become the Lich King, he wouldn't have killed Uther. You know? It makes sense she would put that on herself. That she would blame herself for that. Of course, I already talked about Varian. I mean, maybe she also blames that because of what happened to Arthas, Bolvar would never have ended up being the Lich King now, at this moment. Forget about the Shadowlands thing for a moment. Let's just think about in terms of the moment right now of when this came out, of Bolvar being the third Lich King. She could be blaming that on herself as well. And just that moment when Catherine just, asks her to not only forgive her, but to tell Jaina, forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself for all these things, some of which are not really your fault, but yet you think your fault. You have to stop blaming yourself and forgive yourself for those things. Oh, that was good stuff. We can talk about some of the bad writing, and there are times where it's very obvious in this expansion, but moments like that are phenomenal. The cutscene cinematic team has always been absolutely outstanding. And that is one of my absolute favorite cutscenes in this entire expansion. And speaks volumes about Jaina and why I've pretty much gotten past the point of joking about her being a dreadlord, because this expansion really opened not only my eyes but the eyes of other people of just what Jaina has been going through. Just wow. Absolutely wow. Alright. I mean, it moved me to tears. What do you want? I thought it was amazing. And I thought I felt the emotion, of what Jaina was dealing through. All the, the guilt and the pain that she has been putting on herself. Some of it unnecessarily. But you can understand the connections. It's just,
I
wow.
have no time for idle chatter.
Words cannot express the debt that I owe you for helping return my daughter to me. But unfortunately, the traitor Ashvane has left us no time for celebration. We must act. If Ashvane thinks that we will sit idly by as she attempts a coup, she is sorely mistaken. The citizens of Boralis will fight her to a man. I'll need you on the front lines to aid them, Demon Hunter. Go with Talia to the docks and engage the enemy. With a little luck, we may just make it out of this alive. The Siege of Boralis Dungeon.
Ask no favors. Talia, take our champion and muster the militia. Jaina and I will prepare the defenses. It seems our homecoming will have to wait.
Understood, Lord Admiral.
I'll head to the outskirts and alert the citizens. Hurry to the docks. I'll meet you there.
I'll see you there, Talia. So when this first came out, this was a mythic-only dungeon, I think. I think so. Since then, there has been a heroic difficulty added. So I'll be able to, queue up for that. Increase your movement speed. Nah. When it dies, it heals. Yes. Gosh. Getting so many of these high-level ones where you can have all these ones is so nice. Finally got the Pride of Kul Tiras achievement. I believe... I haven't... Okay. I think after we do the... So, there's one more cutscene. One more big cutscene we gotta see for the Kul Tiras main storyline outside of the war campaign. And it's only gonna happen after we do the Siege of Boralis dungeon. So, I'm hoping when I do that dungeon, it's gonna give this, count towards this. Just gonna double check what that is. Huh. I don't know. I guess it really is going to only count once we do the dungeon and then see that final cutscene. So. Because the main, there's other stuff that's coming that I haven't shown you guys yet, which I fully plan to do. As you can see, I have some of these other things. Obviously, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be, and once I do all that stuff, I'll be able to do, have this checked off. This and this. So, which will give me my rewards for having done this on, two sides of every tale. So, as I said, when we return, we will be doing the Siege of Boralis Dungeon. Lady Ashvane has unleashed her fury against the capital city's waning defenses. As Boralis burns, a small group of heroes must quell the rising chaos and put an end to Ashvane's plan to dominate the region. Just curious. Now, if we do this on Mythic, purple, I think I heard there's a mount you can get in this. Or am I wrong? I might be wrong. Maybe it's a Mythic Plus only, because I don't see it listed here. Hold on. No, maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, we'll be doing this dungeon when we return. Stay tuned.